have been watching a lot of the Diddy news and everything that's being uncovered. Well, there is a woman by the name of Precious Muir who is a British TV broadcaster. She did an interview recently with the Daily Mail. I am not familiar with her. It sounds like she had done modeling, and she had an experience at a Diddy party. I thought it was important for us to hear what she had to say as far as her experience with this situation. Make sure you guys tell me what you think in the comments. Let's watch.
I literally took one sip of my beverage and the whole side of my face felt like I had a stroke.
When I was at Diddy's parties, I met Diddy.
Just be aware, Diddy's the host and Diddy is the leader.
I'm Precious Muir. I'm from London, England. I'm a TV broadcaster and TV personality. Best known for being in The Circle, but it's not the only thing that I'm known for.
But I had like a whole 10-year career as a model in Manhattan, New York for my whole entire 20s. I was there in 2005. A lot of jobs that models got back then was networking. Back then, we didn't have the luxury of social media. We didn't have the luxury of Instagram where we could DM a brand directly. We had to rely on our manager, our booker, our agent, and if they didn't have those connections, we had to make those connections. And so going to parties was not even just an option, it was part of, our job.
I would imagine, right, that back in the early 2000s, right, social media wasn't what it was today, right? Like, I would imagine that if you are a model or if you're a celebrity, whatever it may be, right, and you're starting out in your career, you would probably go to a Diddy party to network, right? Socialize, network, do this kind of stuff, maybe meet up with some people, exchange numbers, follow each other on Facebook, on MySpace, whatever it may be, right? So I can understand her saying, sometimes it was part of the job to go out to these parties to socialize. In order to make it in the industry, I think you have to be known, right? You have to follow people. People have to know you. You have to network. So I can understand where she's saying this was part of the job. This is the stuff that you had to do in order to, get paid and get jobs and have jobs lined up. Yeah, I get that.
I actually was approached by a VIP host, I guess we would call him a club promoter, who basically was the person that helped organise a Diddy party. They would often shuttle us over in a shuttle bus or SUVs. I was nervous, I was excited, I couldn't believe I was invited, to be amongst these kind of people because I hadn't made a name for myself. I was still trying to establish myself in this industry and wanted to make connections. And I was so young, I felt like I was just trying to figure out what to do with my career and how else to further my career otherwise.
So I do wonder about these people that were like a Diddy party promoter or Diddy party organizer or whatnot. You have to kind of wonder about that. How come those people haven't been named yet? They're the ones hiring the entertainment, they're catering, hiring the caterers, that type of situation, probably the ones ordering everything, organizing everything. I wonder what kind of role they played in maybe some of the party stuff that was going on too.
Whether many seats could hold, all these models to go to these parties, they just put us all in there and took us to the party. I was at a party that had a lot of entertainment industry people, musicians, singers, rappers, and I literally took one sip of my beverage and the whole side of my face felt like I had a stroke. I remember this like it was yesterday, and
oh my God. I would imagine how scary that was. You just taking a drink and then suddenly you lose control, your face is droopy on one side. Not only not feeling any sensation in my face, but just, the loss of control. This is scary. And you don't even know who put it on there or what's in it, what exactly was put there. Just the loss of control overall is the scariest thing that you can go through in an environment where everybody's partying it up. Yeah, and you could see her getting worked up over this.
And I just met these
people would slip stuff into the drinks that were out. So it might have been in the mixers, it might have been in like anything. So you had to be super careful. There's so many traps that you could fall into, and you had to be aware of all of them. I mean, there was a lot of girls that didn't make it. There was a lot of girls that gave up modeling. There was a lot of girls that went into therapy. There was a lot of girls that went into rehab. There was a lot of girls that just went home.
One thing that concerned me the most.
Now, one of my questions is she referring to after attending a Diddy party, like it just changed their lives and they couldn't get their life together? They couldn't work, they couldn't do anything. Because I mean, I think in part, especially like if you read the lawsuits, you get a sense of how their life was destroyed right afterwards. So, for example, the minor child that went to a Diddy White party in the Hamptons, right? He was 16. You know, he was violated at this party. And he talked about how his life wasn't the same. You know, people don't ever, if you've never gone through something like that, people don't ever think about how it completely changes your chemistry, right? Like trauma changes the brain so much. To have something like that happen to you at a party, touch, fondled, whatever it may be, or ard, whatever it may be, right? It changes your chemistry, your brain, the way you function, the way you breathe, the way you interact with people, your personality. So for me, it's like I get what she's saying here, and I would like to know in numbers how many people experience that after attending this one party, having this one interaction that completely changed them for the rest of their life. They will never be the same ever.
Was seeing children. I was like, why would a parent, as much as it's a day party, as much as it's the Hamptons, like why would you bring your child to something like this? There's a lot of girls that were there to try to impress people. They were hooking up in the pool, kissing and touching and groping each other naked in the pool. There was a lot of dancers performing, you know, dancers around in different outfits and stuff like that. Like, this is not an atmosphere for children.
I'm sorry. And like I said, some of the people, there was that one picture where the lady was, you know, people said, well, some of this is cultural. They're laying naked on the table and people are eating off of her. I don't want my kids around that. I don't know. Like, I'm like, what? Like, and a 16-year-old is going to these parties and they're being violated at these parties and they're watching this and everybody's cool with that. And she said kids were going. And people would say, well, the darker it gets, it wasn't that kind of party, it was the other party. No, it looks like people were being violated even in broad daylight before 10 o'clock, before that other party started. And a lot of people knew that other party was going to happen. Hell, you just had Bow Wow said the stupid shit over here on an interview that he did with, I forget who he did it with, but he just talked about how after the BET Awards, things weren't the same, you know, where's the party? He's looking over here for the party. I'm like, are you kidding me? Bow Wow, get it together. Get it the fuck together. What are you doing? And let me show you guys another picture. This is a picture that the Platist Jane showed on her channel. I'm going to link her channel in the description box. Jane showed some of the party decor. You guys can see this here, right? Like, you mean to tell me that children were attending these parties? I mean, like, listen. This to me is giving bachelor party. This to me is giving this is giving me adult party, not a party for children to attend. But hey, maybe it's just me.
I think the Diddy parties, the later it got, the worse it got. So everybody's been drinking all day. Everyone's loosened up. Things got a bit more aggressive. Girls that looked like video vixens would arrive, shaped in a different way, so they had very big bums, big breasts, porn stars as well. And they would be grinding and dancing half naked all over the rappers. Extreme tension of sex around us. So those types of girls would do anything. There was parts of the house that you can go, more drug taking, more drinking. I did see girls hooking up, people having sex. I did see two men kissing. Like, that stuff did happen later towards the end of the evening. Like, that was around us. We saw that. We were like these little rabbits, and they were like these wolves that would surround you. And you felt like you were fresh meat. Yeah. You were watched a lot, like with your phone.
So my question is, did she just attend one party? Because it sounded like she attended maybe multiple parties.
So they'd be like, oh, you know, don't take too many pictures and stuff like that, because this is a private setting. Yeah, security was quite on that, you know, don't take too many pictures, or, you know, just capturing too much of what's going on here in the party. Like, very exclusive, very private. Because there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of big names there. It's a lot of big celebrities. I saw a lot of big celebrities at these parties. In the first time I ever met Hugh Hefner, we took a picture and he groped my ass. That's in your mind forever. You feel like you're a form of entertainment, and it was uncomfortable. You don't want to upset them, because they had a way of trying to manipulate you to think, if you don't do what I say, I can ruin your career. There's a lot of pressure on a young girl in a new place. And then you think, well, why do I have to do this to get there? Why can't I just do it the right way? It's when you start to participate in the drug taking, that is when things escalate into something different. When I was at Diddy's parties, I met Diddy. I met Cassie. He is a very unique individual. You can sense that he likes to be in control. And I don't think anyone really ever says no to him. I kept my distance because I met him not only at his house in Hamptons, but I also saw him a lot in Manhattan, in New York. And I was always concerned about rappers coming on to me, and I don't look like those girls with, you know, with voluptuous I look like a girl. The drug taking was very, very casual. Hearing all the allegations and knowing the actual details of it all.
It seems like the drug taking is a norm in this environment. Like, you're expected to do something.
I am disgusted, but I'm not surprised at all about the accusations that has come out against Diddy. The fact that it was filmed against the person's knowledge, I think is wrong. All these celebrities.
So she's referring to the fact that, because Ariel Mitchell Kid said that there was a video, that the catch and kill video that everybody's been talking about. We've been talking about it a lot, right? She said that there was a celebrity, high profile celebrity, that was filmed without their knowledge and or consent. We have yet to hear about that. There's been, my understanding from what Tony Busby has put out there, is that there have been celebrities that have already settled outside of, you know, in order to not only make these lawsuits not public, but they've settled and they don't want their names out there with this whole Diddy mess. They are trying their best to get out of this. Now, my question is this: on the criminal side of things, do you guys think that Diddy is going to start naming names? That's what I want to know. What do you guys think about that? Because that has been speculated, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if he will.
That were at these parties are still celebrities and very big names now.
I mean, that is true. You know, a lot of these people that attended these Diddy parties are celebrities. They're big names. That's who they are. They get to keep their status, right? My thing is I'm glad that Tony Busby is putting names to some of these entities like the Marriott, like Macy's. Has anybody heard a statement from Macy's yet? Because listen, when Costco got implicated about having, you know, selling baby oil, what did they do immediately? They said, not only do we not sell baby oil, and we don't also sell it in bulk. They immediately said, do not include us in that mess. You guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, we're going to continue to hear more stories. I was telling somebody today, I said, I have a feeling that there's going to be, I'm waiting for the other lawsuit. So hopefully, I mean, we read the 6 yesterday, and it was exhausting to read all that. I'm going to be honest with you. Emotionally, mentally, it just became too much. But I am all here for exposing the truth behind all of this and the side of the alleged victim stories, because these are the things that people don't want to talk about. These are the things that people don't want to hear about. They want to censor. And that's what I'm looking at, seeing different things that are happening right now. People are deleting, removing, they're doing all that. It's weird, as if the internet doesn't exist, as if we can't all screen record this ish. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out. Bye, guys.